How would you like to save yourself 2 hours per week as a minimum? Does that sound good? Well, I'm here today to help you achieve exactly that. But in return, I need something from you. And that something is discipline. Okay, we're going to talk about that as we go through. It's the discipline to say no to a lot of things. If you think around your week, how many meetings do you attend per week? That are a complete waste of time. They don't have any outcome, any purpose. My guessing is there are a lot of those meetings. Now, there are certain meetings which are completely outside of your circle of control, right? Those meetings from above in which you must attend because someone else organizes them. Today, we're talking about those meetings in which you can control, that you can influence. Now, what do most of these meetings that you attend, that complete waste of time, have in common? No agenda, they have no purpose, they have no outcome, and they actually have no information about it, believe it or not. This is such a common thing within organizations. And if you think around your position, the higher you get in an organization, the more meetings you attend just to tick off things. And you probably have people just slotting in meetings. They see a gap, boom, the meeting goes in there. Or maybe it is your direct reports in which they just slot meetings in, no agendas, no information about no pre-work, no pre-reading, and your purpose, right? So my first suggestion for you is to say no to these meetings that don't meet those criterias. But it's essential that you actually understand the different types of meetings. So we're going to cover that today. I'm going to share with you my screen in a minute, because once you know these 6 different types of meetings, it's going to change the way that you have meetings and the way that you spend time. Because what we do know, time is limited. Time is one of your most valuable resources when it comes to being effective and efficient at work and getting results. So we need to be really precious about that. Now, let's head over to the presentation. I'll show you what I mean. Now, as you can see, these are the 6 different types of meetings. If you get any meetings that are outside of this, then you need to actually say no about it. So the first one is a status update, also known as a progress tracking. These meetings are intended to bring everyone together who's involved within the project, to give them up-to-date information around the project. So, any challenges, where you're actually up to with the Gantt chart, next steps and further actions. You need to answer these 3 main questions, okay? So what has been accomplished since our last meeting? What remains to be done? And what should we focus on next? The intention of these sorts of meetings is to keep the project moving ahead, keep it moving forwards, and to ensure that everyone is accountable and that we all know our responsibilities for that. The second type of meeting, these are decision-making meetings. So you call this meeting to make an actual decision. So you come together, present the options, and then the person, the leader, will make the final call. So maybe it's a hiring decision, maybe it's an approval or disapproval of a design or campaign or something like that. It's essential that you have the decision makers in the room. If there are no decision makers, don't call a meeting. Number 3 is problem solving. So similar to decision making, you need to come into these meetings with a problem that you need to solve with the people that can actually solve that. You're figuring out maybe what caused it, what's the specific issue, what are any sort of responses that you need to that problem. It's pretty much an immediate sort of thing. Or it could be a strategy session where you look at what are some possible challenges and problems and some solutions for that. Number 4, these are team building meetings. So these are really important to build team culture, and they'll center around gaining a better understanding of one another, focusing on cohesion within the team and the group. They may include structured activities, things like DISC, things like conflict resolution, team charters, behaviors, strategic planning over the next quarter, just to sort of understand yourself and your team members better. Number 5 is information sharing. And this is a chance to educate your team, maybe, in depth topics, for example. It could be in the form of a presentation, a training, maybe even a debate or lecture. And they can vary group sizes from 1 to 1 to 1 to 10, or the entire team. And the final one, this is around innovation. So we call them brainstorming meetings, and they often occur between team members, and they possess a creative element to that. So things like brainstorming content for ad campaigns, coming up with new designs, generating new ideas and new products. And these are the 6 meetings that you really should just stick towards. Bottom line is, time is your most valuable resource, but you need the discipline to say no to attending certain meetings that don't meet your criteria, which are no agenda, no purpose, no outcome, no informational pre-reading. Discipline shall set you free. And that means that when you say no to certain things, it opens your diary up to be doing the most important thing that you must be working on. And the byproduct of that is that you're going to now start setting that culture of having meetings with a purpose, with an outcome, getting results, rather than just sitting in meetings for meetings' sake, wasting time, energy, effort, and focus. I guarantee you, if you start taking this approach to your meetings and saying no, it will raise everyone's game to get better results for the organization and the business.